Hi, thanks for joining me on a voyage to the Jovian planets, their moons, and the Kuiper belt. Your travels will take you to the outer solar system, where the four Jovian planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, reside. You will learn what makes these planets unique from the inner solar system, and you will be introduced to a few of the many moons present in the outer solar system. Finally, you will have the good fortune to be acquainted with the small solar system of icy bodies called the Kuiper belt, home to our dwarf planet Pluto. So sit back, relax, and get ready for an out-of-the-world experience. So what makes these outer planets so different from the inner planets? Well, first of all, it's their massive size. Jupiter and Saturn are known as the gas giants, while Uranus and Neptune are known as the ice giants. Neptune and Uranus have a higher concentration of methane and contain heavier elements in their interior like oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, and sulfur. Secondly, the outer planets have small, dense cores of rock, metal, and hydrogen, surrounded by massive layers of gas. Third, these planets are made up of hydrogen and helium, with varying degrees of heavier elements so they don't have solid surfaces. In fact, Jovian planets are slightly oblong as their unique rapid rotation flattens out their round-like shapes by flinging material near the equator outward. Fourth, the outer planets have rings. Some scientists believe that the ring particles combine into moons and repeatedly break up again. Now that we have a general understanding of what makes the outer and inner planets different and similar, let's take a closer look on how these four planets size up individually. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. It is 300 times larger and 12 times longer than Earth. Its magnetic field is the strongest of all the planets and 20,000 times stronger than Earth. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun and has the shortest day of all the planets, 9 hours and 56 minutes to be exact. Jupiter also boasts the solar system's largest planetary atmosphere, consisting of hydrogen and helium. This is important to note as 90% of its atmosphere is remarkably made up of hydrogen. Jupiter's main attraction is the Great Red Spot, which is a giant hurricane-like storm which has been seen for more than 300 years. At its widest, this storm is 3 times the diameter of Earth, and its edge spins counterclockwise around the center at about a speed of 225 miles per hour. NASA's recent Juno mission to Jupiter showed that the atmospheric winds run deep into Jupiter's atmosphere and last longer than similar atmospheric winds on Earth. These massive cyclones that surround Jupiter's north and south poles are enduring atmospheric features and are unique to the solar system. With enough said on Jupiter, I'll now turn my attention to Saturn. Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system and can hold up to 760 Earths. Its yellow and gold bands are due to superfast winds in the upper atmosphere, which reach up to 1,100 miles per hour around its equator. Saturn has the most extensive rings of all of the outer planets, which are made up of billions of particles that range in size from tiny dust grains to mountain-sized objects. Its rings are divided into 7 groups, named alphabetically for their order of discovery. Saturn has the lowest density of all the planets, and rotation-wise, it spins faster than any other planet other than Jupiter, completing a rotation about every 10.5 hours. A total of 4 spacecraft have visited Saturn, with the most recent being NASA's Cassini mission, which ended September 2017. This mission captured a high-resolution view of the unique 6-sided jet stream at Saturn's North Pole, which is known as the hexagon. This image is the first to show the hexagon in color filters and provides a complete view from the North Pole down to about 70 degrees north latitude. There is a massive hurricane tightly centered on the North Pole, with an eye of about 50 times larger than the average hurricane eye on Earth. Clearly, Saturn is an amazing planet. Uranus has the 3rd largest diameter in our solar system and is very cold and windy. This ice giant rotates at a nearly 90-degree angle from its plane of orbit, This unique tilt makes Uranus appear to spin on its side. It was the first planet found with the aid of a telescope and was discovered in 1781 by astronomer William Herschel. Uranus is 4 times wider than Earth and is the second least dense planet. It gets its blue-green color from the methane gas in the atmosphere. As an ice giant, Uranus doesn't have a true surface, but it's mostly made up of swirling fluids, primarily hydrogen and helium, with a small amount of methane and traces of water and ammonia. It's unique because its magnetic field is tipped over, with its magnetic axis tilted nearly 60 degrees from its axis of rotation. There's still much to learn and understand about Uranus, which has only been visited by one spacecraft in 1986. However, recently NASA put forth a proposal to visit it again. Looking at Neptune, it's pretty easy to understand why it's considered Uranus' twin. Many of its basic features are identical to its sister planet. However, there are some differences. First of all, new images were obtained on May 16, 2016, by NASA's Hubble Space Telescope, which confirmed the presence of a dark vortex in the atmosphere of Neptune, the first ever observed in the 21st century. Second of all, these dark clouds are the high-pressure systems with visible bright companion clouds. Next, Neptune is the 8th and most distant planet from the Sun, and it's also the only planet in our solar system to not be visible by the naked eye. In 2011, Neptune completed its first 165-year orbit since its discovery in 1846. Also, Neptune is considered to be the solar system's windiest world. In fact, winds whip clouds of frozen methane across the planet at speeds of more than 1,200 miles per hour. This is pretty impressive when you consider that the Earth's most powerful winds hit only about 250 miles per hour. When it comes to moons, the outer planets hold a record, with Jupiter and Saturn boasting 53 apiece. Jupiter's 4 largest moons are Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Together, they form a miniature solar system. Each differ from each other in appearance and geologic history. Io is the densest and innermost major satellite, and it's volcanically active today. Europa has a highly fractured young icy outer shell. Ganymede has a complex volcanic tectonic history, and Callisto is the least dense and outermost satellite, and it's heavily cratered. Among Saturn's largest moons are Mimas, Enceladus, Titus, Dione, Rhea, Titan, and Iapetus. Titan, in fact, has its own atmosphere, which is rare for a moon. These largest moons are diverse in size and appearance. Uranus has 27 moons. The 5 major ones are Miranda, Ariel, Umbrio, Titania, and Oberon. They're composed of roughly equal mixtures of water and other ices and rocky material. Umbriel and Oberon are heavily cratered, and Titania has a few large fractures. Neptune, for its part, has 13 moons. One of them, Triton, is as big as the dwarf planet Pluto. The Kuiper belt lies beyond the gas giant Neptune and is a disc-shaped region of space filled with icy bodies. It is approximately 10 astronomical units thick and holds trillions of objects left from the solar system's formation. The Kuiper belt is named after Dutch-American astronomer Gerald Kuiper, who, in 1951, predicted the existence of the belt of icy objects. Experts agree that most of the short-period comets found in the inner solar system come from the Kuiper belt, being held there in cold storage until random disturbances prod them inward. The acronym KBO stands for Kuiper Belt Object and is used to refer to the many objects found in this belt. Up to 100,000 KBOs orbit the Sun. It is interesting to note that Pluto was the first large KBO discovered and is the prototype of this class of large KBOs. Noteworthy is a large object found beyond the belt in 2015 through detailed mathematical modeling and computer simulations by Caltech astronomers. After much research, these astronomers now believe it may be a planet 10 times more massive than Earth. This large object has been dubbed Planet X or Planet 9. It will certainly be fascinating to follow this finding. Who knows? Our solar system may be back to 9 planets again within our lifetime. Well, I hope you enjoyed your voyage to the Jovian planets, their moons, and the Kuiper belt, and that it has broadened your horizons. Have a safe trip back to Blacksburg. Over and out.